A month from now, there's going to be a huge United Nations meeting on the climate in Glasgow, Scotland. There's going to be more than 120 world leaders there. The Pope is scheduled to come. The Queen of England is scheduled to come. Greta Thunberg is scheduled to come. And thousands of people, even though there's a pandemic, are going to come in and fly into Glasgow to tell us about we have to lower our industrial greenhouse gas emissions to save the planet from climate change. There's only one problem. Greenhouse gas emissions right now are skyrocketing. And the reason that's happening is that as the global economy begins to recover from the recession caused by the pandemic, the world needs more energy. And the form of energy the world needs right now is oil, coal, and natural gas. And those are the fossil fuels that, when you burn them, create greenhouse gases. And this is a problem that the United Nations has never acknowledged. The only thing that has dramatically and quickly lowered emissions in the modern era are global recessions. It's not the Paris Climate Accord. It's not the Kyoto Climate Accord. Those have never done it. So where does that leave us? While this meeting is going on in Scotland, the oil-producing and exporting countries, known as OPEC, and other nations like Russia, are going to decide how much they should ramp up oil production to meet the increased demand. The other fundamental thing that the United Nations has never acknowledged is that today, over time, emissions in the developed world, countries like Canada, the United States, European Union, the UK, emissions there are either flatlining or decreasing. But that's not the case in the developing world. And most importantly, it's not the case in China. In 2019, for the first time ever, China emitted more greenhouse gases than the entire developed world combined. Today, China burns more coal than the rest of the world combined. It's responsible today for about 24.7% of all greenhouse gas emissions. Canada's responsible for 1.5%. So the reality here is that we can do it because we believe it's important, but it doesn't matter how high Justin Trudeau raises his carbon tax. It doesn't matter how much gasoline ends up costing us, or natural gas to heat our homes, or the cost of almost anything, because when you raise the price of fossil fuel energy, the cost of everything rises eventually. None of that matters unless the developing world, and particularly China, decides this is an issue it has to take dramatic action on. And we know from China's action with its treatment of our two Michaels, with its brutal treatment of its Muslim minorities, with its threats to Taiwan, that China does exactly what it wants to do. I'm Laurie Goldstein of Sun Media. We're always interested in hearing your views, and please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and our YouTube channel.